What's up, SnEaKyNation? SnEaKy here, back with all the news after Week 14 and year number 3 of our San Francisco 49ers franchise, where the 49ers had a blowout victory over the San Diego Chargers to improve to 11-2 on the season. Next up is the 5-8 Oakland Raiders, but before that, let's take a look at some highlights from Week 14. Melvin Gordon down the right side of the field, breaking tackles on his way to a 32-yard gain, setting up this 1st and 10 throw from the 18-yard line. Hunter Henry into the end zone. The Chargers would go on top early, 7-0 in this one. However, they did not have much success after that. On 3rd down and 8, looking down the field, it's Chantrell Wilkerson with the interception. He would return this one to about the 18-yard line. That would set up a Joel Edison field goal. The 49ers unable to get into the end zone. Cody Kessler came out of this game a little bit rusty. They do get some points here, though. And from here, it was all uphill for the 49ers. On the very next play, the kickoff. And this is going to be fielded by Donquell Dawson, the recent first-round selection for the Chargers. But Zach Brown laying a huge hit down and picking up the ball. That would get the 49ers great field position once again at the 12-yard line. And this time, Cody Kessler finding Dimitri Todman into the end zone. Touchdown for the 49ers. They would go on top 10-7 here. And at this point, it's mostly 49ers. You are going to see Best with a nice truck here, setting up a field goal by the Chargers, tying the game midway through the second quarter. But Cody Kessler getting his team going again. It's Dimitri Todman on 3rd down and 5, picking up the first. And then on 3rd and 5 again, Willie Snead all the way down to the 2-yard line, setting up this one. A play action 1st and goal throw to Olawale into the end zone. The 49ers taking a 17-10 lead over the Chargers. But they were not done there. The Chargers going to miss a field goal with 38 seconds to go, setting the 49ers up at the 44-yard line. Then on 2nd down and 10, Corey Essex, a big reception down to the 27. Then on the next play here on the right side, Dimitri Todman into the end zone for the second time today. However, the Chargers going to get into field goal range again. It's 2nd down and 1 down the left side. Keenan Allen with the big reception. But once again, Potter going to be wide left here. That would set the 49ers up with an opportunity. They had 3 seconds to go. They wanted a screenplay. However, Verrett would get the interception. The 49ers very lucky he didn't take that back to the house. 24-10 would be the score at halftime. However, coming out strong to begin the second half, Dimitri Todman with the reception. A few dangerous throws by Cody Kessler, but really the receiver ended up making the play both times. The 49ers would get a field goal from Joel Edison out of the drive. The score would be 27-10. Humphries a big reception, setting up another Chargers field goal to make it a 14-point game. But from this point on, it's all 49ers. This is going to be Willie Snead with the reception. And then on 2nd down and 11, the blitz was sent and nobody manned up. Shaquan Fryer, a 56-yard touchdown for the 49ers. A few plays later, Chargers going to have to punt the ball away here. And this is going to be Kirkland Marion fielding this on about the 31-32-yard line here. Has a defender in front of him, cuts back inside, and nobody would catch him from that point. 41-13, the 49ers running away with this game. However, the Chargers are not out of it just yet. Rivers has had an outstanding season. They have a very good offense, and he will find Gordon here fighting his way through some defenders, picking up the 1st down. Then on 2nd down and 6, Rivers looking for a big play into the end zone. He has Little, who picks up his first career NFL touchdown, fighting through some defenders there. And then another punt. Kirkland Marion going to have another opportunity to take this one to the house. Instead, he just wants to run the clock out under 4 minutes to go. He slows things up and fumbles the ball. A big mistake there by the young running back / kick returner. And the Chargers would get the ball back on 3rd down and 7. Rivers going to connect. No, it's tipped into the air, and Navarro Bowman is coming down with it. And the 49ers from this point on would take a few knees and win the game. And the 49ers 11-2 on the season. We don't really have any press questions. I don't know if part of this is just me not uploading as frequently. Whenever I do get a press question, it's usually something I've already answered. But I do want to take this time to say, clearly the game has gotten a bit too easy. I have been really messing with the sliders a lot in recent weeks here. Trying to make it more difficult to throw the ball specifically. I think that's the one issue, that it's probably a bit too easy right now. I'm not facing too much difficulty throwing the ball against some defenses. I've really tried improving the opponent's defense, and I've yet to have results, but I do want you guys to know I am working on making that more difficult. I do like the way the game's playing out other than that, but it does need to be a bit more difficult, especially for a quarterback like Cody Kessler or Austin Schobel. I do think they both have a lot of potential, but I don't really think they should be picking apart defenses the way they are currently. Even with the weapons we have back there, it is a bit too easy. So I am working on it, guys, and hopefully I can find a solution for it soon. They weren't any different from when we were struggling to throw the ball earlier. I just think between me getting better players and me also playing a little bit better, that's kind of the production you've seen. But hopefully we can change things up and definitely make it a bit more realistic as we move forward. Let's go ahead and check out some scores from around the NFL. The Dolphins continuing their success with a 24-19 victory over the Tennessee Titans. Drew Brees really turning this team into a Super Bowl contender right after winning a Super Bowl with the Saints. The Dolphins now 11-2 on the season. The Titans falling to 7-6. Both teams were 7-9 last year, but obviously adding an elite quarterback, doing a lot for the Dolphins right now. Titans are still a team very much on the rise. I think they have a bright future. But for right now, the Dolphins really doing a great job in the AFC and currently have the lead out there. 17-14, the Panthers with a victory over the Ravens. The Panthers now 7-6 on the year. The Ravens now at 1-12. Cam Newton, not an outstanding game by him. He did run for a touchdown, but he's really not throwing for a whole lot of yards this season. Certainly something the Panthers are lacking at the moment. They do have Kelvin Benjamin there, but they might need to get some more weapons in there for Cam Newton to work with because their passing attack has not been outstanding this season. 2 sacks from Judon there. Interceptions, nothing taking place. The Ravens, though, again, continuing to struggle with that 1-12 record, even though Flacco's not doing awful. 33-31, the Colts with a victory over the Jets. The Colts now 7-6 on the year. Case Keenum throwing 5 interceptions in this game. Andrew Luck, though, out with injury still. That is killing the Colts. He has just not been able to stay healthy at all throughout this series. The Jets, though, 0-13. If Case Keenum's your starting quarterback, you're going to struggle right now. I feel like the Jets have been kind of ignoring getting a franchise quarterback in place. Look at Enrique Milburn, the Heisman winner there with 2 interceptions, a first-round draft pick for the Colts, definitely making some plays in this one. But overall, like I said, I really do think Jets are probably going to have to get a quarterback this year. 31-21, the Eagles with a victory over the Redskins. The Eagles now 6-7 on the year. The Redskins now at 4-7-2. Such a weird record to see. Denton Ritchie did play in this game. He ran for a touchdown there as well. Starting to get a little bit more time, but we still have not seen a whole lot from him yet at this point in his career. Tolick with 13 tackles on the day. Brandon Graham with 2 sacks. Interceptions, 1 by Jenkins, 1 by Cravens. And then fumbles forced and fumbles recovered. We got 3 fumbles forced, all of which would be recovered there. 31-17, the Browns with a victory over the Buccaneers. The Browns now 5-8 on the year. The Buccaneers now at 6-7. Winston, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Houston with a touchdown, 0 interceptions for him. Randall with 7 catches and a touchdown there. Mike Evans would get a touchdown. Duke Johnson would get a touchdown as well defensively. McCoy leading the way with 9 tackles, 1.5 sacks by Agba. Interceptions, 1 by Joe Hayden. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered. Divins and Sapp would each recover one. 45-21, the Chiefs with a victory over the Steelers. The Chiefs now 9-4 on the season. Again, Roethlisberger as well as Le'Veon Bell have been injured a lot of this season, and the Steelers are definitely struggling without them. Alex Smith, a great game here, though. Chiefs now, again, 9-4. The Steelers 7-6 after going 12-4 last year. Certainly the injuries playing a big factor in that, but you got to think, if they can somehow squeak their way into the playoffs here and they get Roethlisberger and Bell back, this is still one of the best teams in the NFL and a team to look out for. But the question is, can they get that wild card spot? 24-17, the Vikings with a victory over the Bears. The Vikings now at 7-6 on the season. Antoine Street kind of held in check a little bit in this one. The Bears now at 8-5. Bears went 10-6 last year, but Antoine Street, a rookie quarterback, has been absolutely killing it for them so far this season. And even though he had a little bit of a down game today, they did get the loss. Overall, the Bears still a very good-looking team at the moment. Interceptions, McPhee and Trevathan going to make the plays there. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered, nothing going on. 48-7, the Giants with a blowout victory over the Cowboys. Giants now 8-5 on the season. The Cowboys now at 4-8-1 after going 9-7 last year. They have been shuffling quarterbacks around a whole lot. Oh no, Gayton is going to get another touchdown. He has had an outstanding rookie season for the Cowboys. But inconsistent quarterback play, again, they have a different starting quarterback every week, it seems like, and it's just not working out for them right now. We've seen Romo start a few games. We've seen Prescott start a few, other people as well. 38-18, the Cardinals with a victory over the Raiders. The Cardinals now 6-7 on the year, struggling after going 11-5 last season, though. The Raiders now at 5-8 on the season. They went 8-7-1, but really fell apart in the second half of last season and just have yet to recover from it. I don't know why this team has not been getting better, but still being held back a little bit, and I'm not sure what the issue is. But we are getting ready to play this team, so we'll check out everything in terms of their injury situation and so on. Fumbles, no fumbles being recovered in this one. 34-28, the Jaguars with the victory over the Patriots. The Jags now 10-3 on the season. The Patriots now 7-6, really struggling after going 11-5 with James Vallejo last year. It has not translated to success this season, though, and just not working out for him at the time. Defensively, it's going to be Hightower leading the way in tackles. Sacks, we got a bunch of players with a half a sack, 4 players anyway. Interceptions, Amukamara and Eric Rowe making the plays. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered. 1 fumble forced, it would not be recovered. 24-9, the Bills with a victory over the Texans. The Bills now 8-5 on the season. The Texans now at 5-8. Both teams went 10-6 last season. The Bills still looking very good at the moment. The Texans, though, really just not finding ways to get some victories right now. I don't know. They've had some injuries too, but it's really inconsistent quarterback play for them, I would say. Clowney, Ragland, Pierre Lewis, and I believe Williams with the sacks. Jamon Stovall with 2 interceptions in this. He was a player the 49ers very much wanted to draft. They didn't make it happen, but he's looking like a good player. Clowney, Washington, and Cushing with the fumbles there. 26-20, the Packers beating the Lions. The Packers now 6-7. They did get a victory here, but they went 11-5 last year, clearly taking a step back. The Lions now 8-5 after going 9-7. So it was a good victory here for the Packers to get, but you know, a lot of their players starting to regress as they get older, and it's not helping them out at all. They need better play. They should be a lot better than a 6-7 team with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback for them. Defensively, see the interceptions, then fumbles. 3 fumbles forced and none would be recovered. 35-28, the Falcons with the victory over the Saints. The Falcons only 4-9 on the season. Pretty good game by Matt Ryan. Kirkland Keaton, the rookie out of Oklahoma, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception for the 5-7-1 Saints. Again, this is the team that won the Super Bowl last year, but even if you replaced them with a good rookie, which Keaton has been pretty good for a rookie, he's not Drew Brees, and that's where the Saints are really struggling. I still don't understand the decision to let him go when you have a Super Bowl caliber team, but that's the decision they made, and they're living with the consequences right now, I would say. They do have a good franchise quarterback in place moving forward, but they also closed their window a bit earlier than they probably should have. 35-14, the Bengals with the victory over the Broncos. A big win here for the Bengals. Both quarterbacks, though, throwing 3 interceptions in this. The Bengals 8-5 on the season. The Broncos now at 10-3. Bengals went 8-8 last year. The Broncos at 10-6. So that takes the Broncos away from the best record in the NFL with the Dolphins and 49ers, both at 11-2. And then sacks, Burfict and Johnson with a sack and a half. Interceptions, 2 by Aqib Talib, Burfict, Marshall, Sestiq Johnstone, another guy we scouted in Georgia, Loca with the interceptions. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered. Jackson would force and recover one. 35-14, the Seahawks with a victory over the Rams. The Seahawks now 8-5 on the year. The Rams fall to 4-9. Seahawks went 7-9 last year. The Rams went 9-7. So both teams kind of changing courses here. Rams were thought to be a team on the rise, but it's just not working out for them this season. Seahawks have kind of been back and forth. You know, they look really good at times, and then they go through stretches where they look very, very bad. They are back to looking good this season, but obviously with the 49ers holding the lead in the division right now, they are going to have to find a way to earn a wild card spot. Matt Ryan, 22 of 31, 280 yards, 3 passing touchdowns for him. Whitehead with 10 tackles and interception and a fumble force. Enrique Milburn, a rookie middle linebacker, Heisman winner last year with 5 tackles and 2 interceptions. And then Giovanni Bernard, 89 yards on the ground, 1 touchdown. He also had 119 receiving yards and a touchdown there as well. Definitely getting a lot of yards through scrimmage. He had 22 carries to go with that. Defensive players rarely walk away with the Heisman. That's just not true in Madden. They win the Heisman every single season in Madden. But the Oregon right outside linebacker, Iron Doss, did just that. So probably going to have superstar development. We will keep an eye on him. I'm not sure outside linebacker is our biggest need at the moment, though. Antonio Christie out of Mississippi State, projected to go late 4th rounder. They're saying undrafted talent, but this guy looks very good to me. Obviously, I don't know what his combine is. He's 23 years old, but he has 6'2" height. Definitely looks like a good player there for the 4th round. Derek Carr going to be the quarterback here for the Raiders. Latavius Murray and Washington going to be the running backs. Marcel Reese at fullback. Amari Cooper, Crabtree, and Woods going to be the wide receivers, with Green and Dye Jr. rounding out the crew there. At tight end, they have Luke Wilson and Walford at left tackle. Wes Conrad, second-year pro. Then Osmelli, if I said that right, I might not have. Hudson, Gabe Jackson really starting to grow into his own there. And then Gilliam as well. Khalil Mack, one of the best defensive ends in the league at the moment. Ward going to be opposite of him. Dan Williams in the middle with Easley. Bruce Irvin at left outside linebacker. Ben Heaney and Corey James at middle linebacker. Warlow is out with an injury. And then Calhoun. So a very weak linebacking class. Alton Smith is out there as well. David Amerson and Sean Smith, though, 2 very good corners. They also have Nick Agnew, the combine superhero, and a guy that can make some plays and worth keeping an eye on. But the defense for the Raiders just not very good, and they are dealing with a lot of injuries. I'm sure that has a big factor in why they are struggling so much. Again, this is a team that is currently sitting at 5-8 right now, but they should be better. Austin Seferian-Jenkins went down with a ruptured disc in that last game. He will be missing 7 weeks. A very big injury to the 49ers team. However, Shaquan Fryer going to be getting some more time. But look at the Raiders. They've just been decimated with injuries on defense. Edwards is out. Smith is out. Joseph, Warlow, and Swan all out as well. This is probably a big reason why they have struggled so much this season, and why they are currently sitting at 5-8, because we know they're a better team than that. That is going to be it for this episode, though, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that like button if you did, and I will see you guys in Week 15 as the 49ers take on the Oakland Raiders. Later.